We
Okay.
should be live right now. Yo, what's up? That's right. It's your boy DJ L7 today. I have a very special guest. Actually, I'm gonna let her introduce herself though. Go ahead.
My name is Kmea Jones. Hello, guys.
Okay. So the thing is, you're an activist. You're in part of my online activist interview series here, and there's different, there's a lot of different flavors of activism. I think that one way that we actually bumped each other was in public housing, but you may work in other fields of activism. Tell me a little bit more about yourself as an activist. What is your, yeah.
Well, I have uh, been a individual activist fighting for our justice in criminal court to shut down Rikers Island. I joined organizations called the Cattle Center for Health, Equality, and Justice. And they let me do public speaking on the reason why Rikers should be shut down. It was on Brooklyn Channel 12 News. And I also work on policy change with other organizations called the Next 100 about family justice, ACS, Child Protective Services, that um, people that don't know their rights and what they should do when Child Protective Services come and try to remove your kids. And I also uh, worked as a poll worker. Um, and I also knocked on doors to get people to vote and get people to sign up to join to be a poll worker at the Board of Elections. And what else? I also the reason in other organizations. What else? Oh, House Injustice. I probably already said that. Like when they don't public housing where there's a lot of violations happening in people's homes and they don't fix people's houses, or another issue, save section 9, where they're trying to turn public housing into uh, uh, private, and that's not good for the people that's been there for years. So the issues that I address at becoming an activist is because I was impacted of all these issues. So it's important to me and my kids, you know.
There's a lot of reasons why your activism is actually quite powerful. Actually, as in terms of like the things that you're doing, like the working at the Board of Elections is a pathway to power right there. Getting involved with housing, a lot of times the residents determines who's representing you, so that's actually a very powerful tool as well. And the closing Rikers, that's actually a fight that's being won right now. So you're going to make a lot of good contacts. I know people that are I don't know if you know Marquez Jenkins or Ramona, but I know they also worked into closing Rikers. That's may have how you guys cross paths. We're gonna find out. But let's actually. The thing is that everybody's activism journey kind of starts somewhere. There was like either one issue or series of issues that they felt like were really important to them. So, how did your activism really kind of start?
It started in January the 12th, 2018, when the police came to my home and removed my children. At the time, it was Miracle and Sean. They removed my children from my home. And I didn't know some of my rights, but I knew that it was corruption. And that's what made me become an activist and do public speaking and address the issues. And that's why I became one.
Okay.
And I also help the homeless people. I live in Staten Island, New York, and there's a lot of homeless people that's on drugs. I also, like, Christmas was yesterday. I gave out free plates. I also help um, the people that's on drugs and the homeless people when they don't have food to eat. I also donate food for free.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Have you ever have experience with homelessness yourself? You're in public housing right now, correct?
Yes. Well, I had a house in Atlanta, Georgia,
Okay.
but I was homeless in New York, and it took me to get an ACS case for them to provide me with a home because they used it against me and said the reason why they took, excuse me, Miracle and Sean is because I didn't have a place to stay. And now I've been in public housing since 2016 of November.
Okay. You at probably the best known projects in Staten Island, Stapleton. You over there?
No, I
Okay, we
live
don't
in
have to name the project,
Staten
but
Island,
yeah.
South Beach houses.
Okay, yeah. So I do work with a lot of different uh the housing. Actually, yeah. So all right, that's cool. So the thing is that you got involved for a personal issue, right? That's usually how we get involved. Now the
That
thing
I
is
was
that
impacted by.
right, to better understand your activism, some people are right, they follow a certain ideology, be it like, socialism, capitalism, something like that. Do you have any particular ideology that shapes your activism or your ideas?
Well, uh, yes, cap I can't pronounce it. Capitalism
Okay.
is one of them,
Okay.
and somatic racism justice.
Okay.
Um, Climate change is important to me. Um, a lot of them that I can't name off the back of my head, but I don't get paid. I don't get funding for my activism. I just do it on my own, or I join organizations that get funded um,
Right.
and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Now the thing is that you may have, when your kids got taken away, right? Yeah, you got involved in activism. You may have looked to other people and try to see how they solve their issues. Maybe there's an activist who was inspirational for you or has helped shape some of your ideas of activism. Is there maybe so, maybe no, I don't know. But is there someone who's
Well,
been
I
influential to
feel
your activism?
some, like you said, that we was talking about earlier. Some of them, I feel like they do stuff for clout, and I feel like they use my story for their website, and I have been retaliated on. So what I have been doing is I just been joining other organizations, and I just been doing it individually by myself so my voice can be heard, and my children and other parents could get their justice, because there's a lot of it's a lot of selected parents that's getting justice, and there's some other parents that's not getting justice, or certain incarcerated individuals is not, because they send me emails all the time to donate, and I've donated to some organizations. I just feel that I'm not getting the justice that I want, or certain parents that come to me is not getting the justice. I feel like they're avoiding me in some way. And I had did another podcast with somebody called No Compromise Media on Black mothers in the court system. I am biracial, but I'm also Black too. And this guy named David Corelli, he did a podcast with me as well, and he asked me these questions. And when I addressed the issues with certain organizations, they started putting me on their website. But I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, you know, like they give me money. I don't really need their money. I need I need them to help me and help other mothers for justice. They help selective people.
Yeah, that's absolutely
Like
true.
you
Yeah,
so I feel like they're just using certain people for them to get funding, and I feel that's wrong.
to
So
advance their
that's
agenda. You're
what made,
goddamn right. You're absolutely
yes.
right.
So, like, I'm a real person. I'm not fake, and everything about me. That's why I chose the act. I chose to be an activist because certain issues need to get addressed, and like the Know Your Rights rally, some parents know their rights. So, like, I feel like, where is the action happen? We need to come to a solution and justice. Like, I've been fighting, for example, I've been fighting for my children since 2018. They have not came home. And I've been retaliated on because I tell the truth about certain organizations. They have shut down my YouTube. So that's also another reason why that I wanted to become who I am to this day. Some stuff is success stories and some stuff is not. Because when I went to talk about Rikers Island, Ayana, the lady, the channel news lady, I didn't see her, I didn't see my story, you know. So like I've been contacting news and stuff, and they've been cutting me out. They only put half of me in there, and I don't appreciate that.
Yeah,
And other
exactly. There's
parents as well.
You're being aligned to fit their agenda. And also, right, they control the money, right? Yeah, the fact of the matter is that they're getting a lot of money. I wonder how much the executive director is getting paid, by the way. That would be nice to know. They
They
don't tell you
use
about, yeah.
they use people's social security. Like I did a 12-week Hill program with JMax for families, and I needed to put my social in. And people hack into your phone to corrupt, and that's true. And they've been saying that I was crazy. And I've been trying to find the videos, certain videos, like when I tried to make awareness, they go and hack into, because I have an iPhone and it's pre-owned. So this is my second phone I had to get because my social medias was shut down.
Yeah, there's a lot of unfortunate shenanigans that's going on in the background. There's a lot of think they have everything to lose. I mean, they were really controlling the system from the top to the bottom, from the day of your intake, and there's a lot of so I'm glad that you see that. That's actually and you've been a activist since you said 2014, I believe.
2018.
18. Okay,
Well,
so
it started in 2014, but I had to get training. And
yeah.
I also did get help from certain organizations. I did get help from JMax for Families. Um, but I still had to put my social down. Um, and I did get paid for a $500 stipend. And I've learned a lot of stuff. So I've my activist started in 2014, but I had to get training. So I'm a little more advanced, and I
Yeah.
had to study some stuff. I had to get media training. Um, I got media training from Vocal New York. I'm no longer a member to their organization
Oh, really? Why is that?
because I don't know if you know about Vocal New York, but because they tried to lie and say that I stole somebody's money. Well, I helped a homeless person uh to come in my home, and he gave me money when he got out of prison. He was incarcerated, and I helped him a little bit. And they I had to record them, and one of the ladies named Kelly, she told the other guy to hang up on me. And I was recording them because they said I owed them money. And I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of people that have gave me money. I told them I will pay them back, but I also helped them out. I even let homeless people come in my home and take a shower, and they take advantage of my apartment, like they want to stay all the time. So I tell them, you have to pay me because I have to pay my own rent. I live by myself. So that's the reason why I don't, they try to start chaos with me. So I'm no longer with their organization. I just do independent stuff, and I just sign up to join other people's organization. But I always tell them, because they always want me to donate money. And I always tell them, I'm an activist from Staten Island. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't get funded. And I'm doing this because I care about the people, not just to get money. I'm not getting money from this. I do it
Yeah,
voluntarily, yes.
I get
And
that.
that's
Just so you
one of
know,
the
yeah.
reasons why. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I get that. I've been homeless myself for actually a good portion of my life. And I really do get that, like the fact of the matter is that you see the other homeless people as your brothers and sisters, not as some kind of remote person that you're looking down on and helping. And there's a lot of real situations that you're talking about. Um, And the fact of the matter is that, right, who knows who's really, completely innocent in the game, but the fact of the matter is that it's a challenging group to work with, and you're willing to work with them. And, people on the ground need to be paid attention to. You notice that the media and the political organizers and the activists, they kind of form an aristocracy where they don't let people like yourself. You you're supposed to get trained, right? But they only teach you some things and not others. So that's actually part of what this channel is here to try to capture some of those ideas and to try to pass the knowledge on that the leaders of these groups, right, don't want to tell you. So yeah.
Mm.
So one of the things is a lot of times these leaders actually try to use people like yourself for their story or for their labor or for other things. What are some but an activist like yourself might need help, right? I don't know if these organizations actually helped you when you're trying to get your kids back. Sometimes
Well,
yeah, sometimes they say
J
you gotta
Max
wait.
for Families did put me on their website,
Okay.
but after I did a no compromise media interview with this guy named David Corelli in Atlanta, Georgia. There's a lady that moved to Atlanta, Georgia called Deja Brooks, which is the Hill program lady now. And I don't know if she's been there for a long time. She's been okay, but I still don't trust certain people because I feel like they act weird to me. Like,
Yeah.
for example, I went to the rally and I give the lady Joyce McMillan a hug, and I feel like she acts funny. And one day when we was at the art pop-up shop and everybody was leaving, she said, "Oh, now I'm your friend because you donated $100."
Wow.
And when I
Okay.
exactly, and the things that they say to me, this is why I act a certain type of way. And then when I tell, like, when you post this, they're gonna try to shut your thing down. That's what they tried to
Let's
do
go.
to David because they don't want people to know the full truth of the ugly side that they do. And I've been trying to tell them, and the only reason why my if you go to jmaxforfamilies.org, my parents' story is on top of the thing because I've been through a lot and they used my story against me. And like, for example, at the rally, I was supposed to get $50, right? And I
Okay.
only got $25. I did show up late. It's because I live in Staten Island, and she's been doing the organizations. They stole my ideas for the pop-up art shop. That was my own ideas. They did put two of my quotes on the wall. Is that's because I donate. If you don't give money, they don't really show you no attention.
Yeah, it's kind of
The
ugly. Yeah.
Catalyst Center, I didn't donate to them yet, but I met the lady um when I got out of prison, and they had a rally press conference on December the 13th. They put me on their website and that they told me that they're here for the people. But then when the people was coming up to me to ask me questions, the lady snatched my bag and told the lady that we had to go. And I felt disrespected, like because they wasn't coming up to the organizations that's more qualified than me. They wasn't coming up to them asking them questions. They was coming up to me
Sure.
because it's about the people that's been impacted. It's not about the organizations that's running them so they could get funding. It
Yeah.
should be about the people that was impacted, right?
Absolutely. The people who are actually victims and the people that they're claiming to help need to be a part of the solution and not just told what to do like you're the hired help. Yeah, and another thing is that really, look, I'm not really sure exactly what's going on in this situation, so I can't be 100% on your side, but what you say makes a lot of sense. These organizations, a lot of times, what they'll do is the fact of the matter is that the people they're working with are vulnerable, and there's not a lot of investigation or transparency in the work that they're doing, right? They have this money, right, to pass around. People give to them, thinking that they're going to do good things with it. Sometimes they're not. In fact, often they're not. So the fact of the matter is that people like yourself, right, may have actually also a lot of activists are actually vulnerable, and that's why we're out here trying to bring attention to our issues. So from yourself, right? You've been an activist for 4 years. You've dealt with some of the problems, right? And the problems that that you say are experienced by many people that are, trying to become activists out there or dealing with issues. What are the most effective things that you think that activists can do? Because a lot of them get sucked into working for these organizations, get taken advantage of, and get victimized a second time. So, what do you think are the most effective things that you, right, in 4 years, right? What helped you move things forward towards actually getting your kids back?
Where I started, I went to the rally. I have a YouTube channel where I do what you do, but I didn't set up my podcast yet. So what I do is I do it on my iPhone and I talk about all the issues that needs to be addressed. And I'll send you the link and let you know. I have made this Instagram. I have a lot of Instagrams. One of them is Kmea J for her communities.
Yeah.
And I only got 58 people following me because it's private and because I don't want nobody shutting down my page when I address certain issues. So like I'll donate to organizations or I'll go out there and canvas on my own. And I was trying to put something together because I don't know if you heard the Civil Liberty website, the
Okay.
UCLA. Well, you can create your own rally and stuff that asks you about an organization. I haven't did it yet because I need to put everything together where I need to buy shirts to give out for free.
Okay.
And I need, like, I've been trying to do certain things on my own. It's been very difficult because I've been impacted and I have to run around, go to criminal court, go to family court. And I have these T-shirts that I got from the organization. So every time I go to court, I put the court watch New York City on, or I put um the J Max for Family shirt that I've got when I did the 12-week Heal program. I
Okay.
have a certificate of uh being an advocate. So I'm certified to be an advocate and go out there in the community
That's
and
cool.
do it. Yes. So I've been doing a lot of stuff last year, this year. Albany, I went up to Albany. Oh, the Black Mothers March. I went in uh it was May 8th.
Okay.
And I went up there to talk about ACS uh charged them with genocide, because they take uh they take the good parents' children away. Now, there's some parents that doesn't need their kids because they neglected them, and I've saw that. But that's another issue. But there's some parents that have did nothing wrong. So those are the issues that I do. I go and I protest in Albany. I go to Washington on my own, book my own Greyhound bus, and and I go and I could and I knock on doors to for this organization, and like I can make my own. I could sign up to do it myself, but every time that I try to create my own, nobody won't show up. So it's been very hard for me, because there's certain individuals try to block you from doing your own thing
You're
because
goddamn
they
right.
want.
Hell yeah. So, look, I like the way that you answer the question because the fact of the matter is that, right, I asked you what are the most effective things that activists can do. And the fact of the matter is that from the very start, right, trying to start your own media because the media is not covering you, to actually going to rally to network with people because the organizers are not really helping you to network with other people that are in your situation. They want to control the whole thing. So the thing is that in all the different, right, and educating other people, right, about what's going on, because once again the organization is not necessarily informing people or they're providing their own spin or only covering half the information. So you're really actually trying to address all the areas of activism, right? Yeah, because anything
Yeah.
could be done good or bad. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of us times on all fronts we are let down, so we have to take control ourselves. So I like that answer. As in terms of what are the most effective things that you can do, really one recurring theme I heard was take it under your own control, right? You're buying your own Greyhound tickets, you're doing your own work, right? You have to empower yourself. That's cool. Oh, yeah, that's your mic right there that you're set up for your podcast. That's dope.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to in the process of setting everything up, but I'm not good with technology, and it says that I need a computer. So what I've been trying to do, I have a photo shoot in my living room,
Yeah.
and I've been trying to set everything up by myself, but I'm gonna need some more items. I buy everything from Amazon. So I'm in the process of doing that. You see the photo shoot stuff?
Yeah, that's
I
dope. Yeah.
Yes.
I actually do a lot of trying to help people like, I can I have my own setup so I can try to, I use DaVinci Resolve. It's a free program and I'll put you on some other resources and try to help you get set up. The fact of the matter is a lot of times we're convinced to follow people that they give us, right? Celebrities or they say this person the expert. Man, trust the ones that's been with you, not the ones that they give you. You know what I mean? So I'm here with you
That's
and I'll
that's
stick with
right.
you and the fact of the matter is that if I provide you value, right, then then we'll work together. So I'm really excited to meet you. I like a lot of things that you said so far.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now the thing is that also, because there's a lot of people who are the idea of the series, right? And I have over 80 activists across the country, right? On my, I think you're number 84 so far. So the thing is,
Ooh.
yeah. So there's actually quite an expanse so you can get, and I asked them all pretty much the same questions, like what are the most effective things that activists can do. So you can see a whole range of people and see like, how they attack the situation. Now, one of the things that also comes up into play is that, like you said before, and it's absolutely true, a lot of these organizations have their own agenda. They are actually, paid to take care of a problem, so they don't want that problem to really go away, right? They say they're here there to help the poor people. They say they're there to help the people that are impacted. They don't even allow them to really, take the stage, or that they limit them. They actually get in the way a lot of the times, which is hugely problematic, and it's dishonest. So, what are some of the, you said some organizations did help you. What are some of the best practices that you find that organizations can do, right? Because someone like yourself might have signed up for an organization. They have questions. They're like, it doesn't feel like this organization is really listening to me. It doesn't feel like they're really attending to my issues.
Well,
What?
none of them are, but I don't care because I'm going to continue fighting for the people that has not been heard. Like me and other parents told me that certain organization has not helped them, but I think certain people are getting help because they're paying $1,500. When I remember when because I remember when I first started the Hill program, the lady named Deidre Brooks, she told me no shade and no hate. But it's not shade and hate. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Like they did not put me on their website. The only reason is because I did a podcast and talked about it. And the other guy, everybody like gets at first her organization was not being looked at, and I share stuff. When I tried to share things, they blocked me. When I tried to do partnership with them, they blocked me. I couldn't do it on my Facebook. Like, for example, the Know Your Rights rally, you see it?
Yeah.
I had wrote my own speech with this lady, and she told me I only had, uh, I could only write for 3 minutes. So I had to jump it down. So I did a training with her and stuff. And um, I was a little late. I had two friends come with me at the rally. He told them that Kmea Jones said, can can I read her speech because she's running late? And they kept ignoring him. He even said they was acting funny.
Actually,
He even
there's a saying by Thomas Paine, a well-known political guy, and he said, "He who dares not offend cannot be honest." So these people are talking
absolutely,
about, right? They want everything to be, like you said, positive or non-confrontational. How are you going to stand up for my rights? You know what I mean? It's real suspect. So you're absolutely right, and the fact of the matter is that they are literally right.
And
bringing,
people
yeah,
fraud, not only that,
yeah,
they have my social. You understand? And
exactly.
I've
Yeah, they're
been
playing
dealing
games
with,
for real. Yeah,
yes, I asked them, why do I have to put my social in the J Match for Families? So I feel like, how when somebody like, I feel like, how when you file taxes for your children,
yeah,
I feel like I'm an independent. Like, what's that called? I feel like they made me as a dependent where they could get money off of me.
yeah. They
And I
use
don't
you. Yeah.
appreciate that.
They could even do other things. They could try to manufacture votes. There's all kinds of other shenanigans, games going on. They know it's a vulnerable community, and they're there not to help. They're there to take advantage a lot of times. So
Lately,
straight up,
my credit card's been fraud ever since I've been doing that. Ever since I gave them my social,
yeah.
my phone be shut down. Um,
How
this
secure is
red.
they shit? You know what I mean? It's probably not that people are getting hacked all the time. What's the chance that
Mm-hmm.
someone in it doesn't even have to be hacked. Someone in the organization could be dirty, right? Maybe someone's clean, someone's dirty. You got your personal information over there. It's really highly disturbing. So
And
you're absolutely right. Yeah,
that's why I have not got my children back. I've been fighting for years, and there's issues that need to be addressed. Like, I go see my children in Brooklyn, right?
yeah,
My 6-year-old son told me he's being abused. Now, I had court December the 20th. My attorney is not representing me right. Her name is Nina Spotifor. And when I tried to talk to her, the recording when they type, they she put the mute button so the court wouldn't pick up of what I was saying. But they used stuff against me and said that I neglected my children. I never neglected my children. I never hit them. They just came and snatched them and kidnapped them off of somebody hearsay that somebody said that I try to throw my kids out the window. When they came to my home, my children, we just got home from me picking my kids up from school, right? And I tried to address these issues, but I'm being ignored. And I only could do certain things in my activism because, like, for example, they can tell, they could contact the news and say, oh, no, don't take her story. And I've been contacting the news. I have been ignored. I've only got certain things out of what they want me to say,
yeah.
not what
Exactly.
I want to say. And then all over Twitter, they say it's not about what you went through, it's about the solution. It is, order to get a solution, people have to hear what you went through, order to make these issues addressed and policy change for the Bill of Rights, because they have been violating parents' Fourth Amendment rights for a long time.
Yeah. Well, there's actually, just so you know, I ran away from home at the age of 16, filed for independence, so I had to fight my parents for my own rights, which was that was its own fight. So I'm a slightly
Oh.
different angle, but I am actually as in terms of the legal help and stuff like that, I've actually taken on lawyers and beat them by myself. So
Mm-hmm.
look, a lot of times the lawyers that are representing you, they're in with the other lawyer and they're in with the judge. They see them every day at work. They'll make a little deal behind the scenes. Oh, you know what? I won the last one. I need to win now. I need to right. I have this batch of clients. Right, one of them's got to go down. One of them's got to take a loss. Who am I going to give the loss? This rich guy who's hiring me. This guy or this lady. Oh, you know what? She's got to lose. Okay, so there's acceptable loss, sacrificable people, and you know what? No, I'm not.
But when
Yeah,
you have evidence and videos, I even have evidence and videos
yeah.
of my son telling me December the 16th that he's been hit by the foster mother.
But then the
When I
lawyer,
had
right, is
court,
muting you and shit. You know what I mean? The lawyer's changing the information going into the court system. You can't trust nothing. You can't trust anything
exactly.
at all. Yeah. In fact, so to tell you the truth, I handle almost all legal stuff by myself. I might go to a lawyer for a consultation, but I file all the paperwork myself. I'll tell you, the weakness of lawyers is that they want to be rich. So all you got to do is find a way to gum up their system where they find an easier victim, and oh my God, they really they there's a lot of other victims out there, so they're gonna go off and find that other person because I ain't the one. You get what I mean?
Yes,
So,
I've been trying to file petitions, but every time I go to the Staten Island court, they said I'm not allowed to do that.
why not?
And I've been fighting by myself because I want my like it's a lot of other mothers that's going through the same thing. And I told them that you need to file a petition. And some people are scared to do it because they get retaliated on. But see, I've been getting retaliated on and I don't care what they do anymore.
Yeah. And if you win,
Because
they'll never report it, so nobody knows that some people are winning out there because they don't want to talk about it, so they keep them scared. You know what I mean? And also, it's horrible, yeah. But that's why I'm actually looking for people exactly like yourself to team up with and to stop their bullshit. I'm sick of it. You know?
exactly.
Yeah, I like
Issues
that.
must be addressed. And like, you know how when they say Black Lives Matter, I'm a mixed woman, so I feel like all lives matter. Not you. I feel like we should not single out nobody. Like I was on the boat, right, and the Korean lady, she had a petition because the that community been getting targeted, and I feel some type of way about that because I have a lot of friends that's Korean and Chinese, and I eat y'all food and I love it. And I also look wonton.
All
I
right.
also yes, I had some for lunch. I also addressed the issue and I signed their petitions in the Lower East Side. They're having issues. They said that I don't know if you see it on the news. That's also one of the issues that I also go out and protest for to stop racism because for Korean and Chinese because y'all
Appreciate
have
that.
different nationalities and every time I try to bring that up in the organizations, they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it has nothing to do with race. It has to do with power. And the fact of the
Exactly.
matter is that,
Thank
right?
you.
Yeah, because of the way that you look, right? There's other people that will see a, black
They
woman and they're
have
like,
no
yeah,
power
yeah,
without us, with the people.
you're goddamn right. You're
We
goddamn
are
right.
the
Yeah,
power because
yeah,
we are the impacted ones. And the impacted ones is the ones that donate to the organizations
yeah.
for them to make it better. But see, that's why I'm creating something this year coming up. I'm creating something different. And I'm gonna start working on my own or try to collab with somebody because I don't feel comfortable keep protesting for people that's against me,
And let me
or
tell you actually
against.
something that's very cool, actually. Manhattan and Staten Island coming up in 2023 are going to have something called county committee. Now, the thing is that, right? I'll show you my flyer over here,
Okay.
right? Now, the thing is that this flyer over here says, right? I hand this out in public housing to show people what's going on, right? How they're privatizing their homes. And then on the back right here, you see this right here, it says, believe in yourself.
Yes.
Even myself, I will not have the same priorities. I will not have the same perspectives as you do. So the fact of the matter is that if I'm really your friend, I'm not going to ask you for money. I'm not going to ask you to vote for me. I'm going to try to empower you. You run for office. I help you run for office, right? You could county committee. There's usually only two meetings a year. They control the judges, right? How are the judges appointed? Nobody knows about that. Oh yeah, no, it's county committee through this and we provide free access to the voter registration. We collected all the voter data and we made it public, right? Usually the corporate campaign consultants. So you can go to your local official and say, you know what? Even this organization I've been working for, fuck them. My my name is Kmea, right? And the thing is that I have the list of all the people who voted in the last election. I will go to their homes and tell them what's going on with this situation and tell them, right, your position and whether they should vote for you or not. I know who votes and who doesn't. I'm going to go to them personally and make sure that this issue gets addressed. Dare to do dare to say
Well,
no to
I
me.
haven't voted for the people that was on the ballot this year.
That's all right. You can control
I
the right. Yeah,
voted for the people that's I voted for Joyce McMillan and Dorothy Roberts. Dorothy Roberts is a professional. She's like a doctor, a
Okay.
what's it called? A professional doctor or something.
Okay.
A professor. A professor.
Okay.
Sorry.
Professor. Okay.
Yeah, a professor where she she's very old. Like she knows what happened with the child welfare back in 1983 or 1950.
Yeah.
So she went there to talk about it. And I ain't gonna lie, Joyce McMillan be getting retaliated on. They block her because at first they had a block on her, but when I started sharing and other people started expanding her website, because order to expand your organization, people have to share it, right?
Yeah.
So she did a cohort, a third cohort, and I'm really involved because
I
I
like that.
feel like her organization should expand so that way every voice is heard, not just black, white, Chinese, Korean, all of us.
Uh,
You know?
we're minorities. We need to have a coalition to win because
Exactly.
we have less people than the white people, so we cannot win on our own. So
What I was
we
trying
have to team up together.
exactly team up together, fight together, not go
Yeah.
against a certain individual. So what I was trying to do is I'm trying to start my own organization called Kmea J for communities.
Cool.
And I've been trying to set it up on Google, but I tried to have a business partner, Sarah, and what she did was she put everything that's going to her, but I paid for the thing. So I'm gonna have to create another one.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people been stopping me from what I'm doing. I've been wasting a lot of money on people that's not really helping me. Like
And not
just
reinvesting in
because
you.
you
Yeah.
exactly.
You know, it's
Just
a sad
they
truth.
invest a little bit, but just because you put my quotes on the wall doesn't mean that I need solutions. I need my kids to return back home. Like this one girl, she's white and her child was returned home. The other people, that's Joyce McMillan, all their kids are returned home except for mine. So I didn't get any justice. There's another lady named Justina. She didn't get any justice, but I'm
Yeah.
also doing a cohort, a woman cohort with Tinaji Moody.
Okay.
And she also is an organization. It's called PhD to Prison Cells. And I'm getting ready to be committed to the program. It's about self-care and learning more about how to do activism because a lot of people because I get nervous, I have social anxiety, so I feel like they feel that I'm not ready to join
Who
because
are they to tell you that you're not ready? They the ones who's not
exactly.
ready, not you. You know what I mean? Yeah. If they feel like that, they need to get their heads checked. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They say they're supporting the community, doesn't really feel like it. Yeah. So
That's not supporting the community when somebody, for example, J Max for Families, they at first Joyce McMillan, she's the director executive.
yeah.
And she told me a couple of months back when I first moved here a year ago in Staten Island, she told me that I'm not ready. I don't qualify for the Hill program. So when I started getting on No Compromise Media and talking about them, that's when they started helping me, putting me on their website. And then now all come to find out I had to give you my social order to get a $500 stipend. Cause I did I they basically they made me a member to their organization. That's why I donate to them, so they won't feel so don't they won't feel like, oh, we're helping her. I'm
You know,
also helping you.
I'll share with you a sad reality in the activism field. The fact of the
Yes.
matter is that a lot of times it's the poorer people help trends to flow one way up. It's the poor people helping those with more than them, hoping for assistance back. So the fact of the
Can
matter,
I
go ahead,
can I say
go
something?
ahead. Yeah,
I was never poor. I
Okay.
had a house in Atlanta, Georgia in 2014.
Okay.
I decided to come back because I was fraud with my cousin. Me and my cousin, she did something with my ID where I thought it was my house, but
Okay.
when I tried to call the cops to get her, she did something because she told me I couldn't check my mail. So I had to leave my house, go into another apartment in Atlanta, Georgia. I was by myself with my daughter, right? This is when I didn't have a ACS case. When I came back to New York in 2014, that's when I caught an ACS case. That's when I came back to New York. That's when everything went
Okay.
terribly wrong. And that's why I say that people try to make you homeless. And I always, poverty wasn't an issue for me. And now it is because this is what they want to happen in order to use you to say, oh, and this is why I do activism. That's why I'm an activist because there's certain issues that need to be addressed. I'm sorry, I'm
No,
talking
it's
too
cool.
much.
No, I'm an activist as well. What you said, look, as in terms of what's going on with your case and stuff like that, I don't really know the particulars, but in the end, I see you're determined to make a change. You've been active,
Well,
and the
I've
fact of the
made a
matter is that,
change.
yeah,
I made a lot of accomplishments and goals.
yeah,
Like I've been protesting,
positive
rallying
stuff. Yeah,
for years. And I just feel like that the way that I got treated to make their self look better because I had a house I was doing so good and I lost, people lose things,
yeah.
people lose everything because certain people try to block them. But I'm not going to give up the fight. I'm going to continue doing what I do, go outside, passing flyers around, letting them know who I am, talking to them about their rights, and the police not supposed to come in here without a warrant. If they don't have a warrant, you have a right to not let them in. I've been doing this all my like I started in 2014, but I stopped because I had to focus on my ACS case. But
Yeah. And instead of
that's
learning
the
from someone
reason
like
why
yourself who's had to fend off the police or lawyers or that type of stuff, right? You listen to some executive who tells you, oh, we don't want you making too much trouble. We need you to calm down. We need you to just, to be all polite and stuff. We can't confront anything. Why are you even an activist? These people that claim to be activists, they're not really helping, you know what I mean? So you end up having to learn yourself. That's part of the reason why this channel exists, to help share information amongst activists, because I know they're not getting help because I didn't get help either. So I feel you, and I'm specifically an activist who helps people who don't get help. So exactly what you said, all those other people got help and
when
you
you
didn't,
start
I'm here for
doing
you.
stuff on your own,
Yeah.
you'll like I noticed when I went to the rally, they started act. I could tell they was acting funny, and my friend told me that he felt weird too. So what I did is I was late, right? So I did my own speech, and
Yeah.
then that's when the lady's daughter came over and recorded me, but they never posted.
They scared you're
And
gonna
I
go off
didn't
the script. They want you to follow their agenda, and you're allowed to talk about certain things. You're not allowed to talk about other things. You're just supposed to smile and watch as other people get justice, and as justice for you is denied eternally. Are you kidding me? There's
exactly.
no way, you know what I mean? Until your kids come home, that's what you really want, right? Yeah, there's gonna be no rest, no justice, no peace, right? So
That's
these
right.
people want to use these phraseologies, but they don't really live by those words. So we're here to fix that. You know what I mean? So I'm with you. You get what I mean? And the thing is that once again, right, I'm not here to ask you to believe in me. I'm not asking you to join my organization. I'm here to empower yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, it says, right? Yeah, don't believe in me. I don't have the same priorities or perspectives as you do. I want you to run for county committee. You attain your own power. You have your own voter set base. You go to these meetings. You network with other people that are also politically interested, like myself. We're all gonna gang up together, and they can't fucking stop us. And all their like little freaking not for profits, the bullshit fucking scam games. All the people that's been
Mm-hmm.
burned like you and me, we're gonna see right through their bullshit and go right and just run them right the fuck over.
That's right. And
Yeah.
I've been getting so many looks. They're mad because they was like, oh my God. And because I signed up to work for the Board of Elections, local New York.
Yeah.
Uh, they've been, a lot of them been stealing my
You
ideas.
know why they look at you funny? Because they scared. If they wasn't scared, they wouldn't be acting like that. They would be amused. They're not amused anymore. They're
Exactly.
scared. They're like, this lady's a problem. She's gonna say certain things we don't want her to say. We gotta get in the way. Yeah, okay, it's time for you to get out the way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's pretty cool. I really appreciate the things that you said, and I'm so happy that you're here in New York, Staten Island. Like I said, those races are coming in 23. I'd like to see you run. I'd like to see you expand your own local power and base. Like you said,
Well, I need a team. I need help. I need people helping me pass out flyers, and
I,
I need
I'm looking
somebody
forward to that.
that's good with technology.
Well, honestly, the more I need to find out more about you, but the things
Okay.
that you're saying, just as in terms of I help people that don't get help, and no
Look,
one's perfect, but a
I
lot of things
want
you're
to show
saying.
you
Go ahead.
something. I want to show you all of the stuff that I did. I I'm I'm gonna send you the website of look. I donated to the breast cancer walk in Staten Island. All my activist work that I've done, the volunteer work, I I donated 115. My goal was 250, but I had somebody donate to my website. So for breast cancer, the reason why I went to breast cancer fundraiser is because my grandmother passed away from breast cancer. It killed her the second time.
Yeah.
And you see all the organizations,
Yeah.
I I volunteer for free food. I give them free food, and I volunteer to go over there. It's Washington. It's coming up. It's another one coming up. May 14, 2023, in
I'm excited to meet you.
Washington.
We definitely have there's definitely a lot of potential for us to work together. Just so you know, I also have a Discord, and you can always email me anytime if you have some questions, stuff like that. I'll try to put, like I said, like DaVinci Resolve is a free video editing software that I use. I'll try to put you on with some of the you see in my videos, me talk to some state assembly members, stuff like that. You're
Okay.
probably already talking to them yourself. But we
Mm-hmm.
can work together to say, we're gonna pressure our people and work in coordination and get our, support base. You're in Staten Island, I'm in Queens, right? Yeah. We're gonna
Yes.
get it
You
together,
live in
and
Queens?
I'm in Ridgewood. I'm on the borderline between Bushwick and Ridgewood, so I'm right on the border.
Oh, that's Brooklyn.
I'm on the borderline. I'm on the border. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm on
because I
Ridgewood, which
was
is
born
technically
in
Queens.
Portland, Oregon. My
Okay.
mother came to New York when I was 9 years old. I've
Okay.
been here for 26 years.
Okay.
26 years of trauma. It's terrible.
I feel you. Yeah. Well, I was homeless actually in the country, and that was way harder than being homeless
Aw.
in New York City. Yeah, because you got to walk a mile in the freezing ass cold. There's no
I was
subway.
homeless too. I had got my
Yeah.
permit in New York in 2016, but it took me to court a ACS case for them to give me. I had to force them to give it to me because they wasn't going to. And
Okay.
now that I got my permit, I started doing a lot of stuff for myself, like you. And I appreciate you letting me interviewing me about some stuff.
Oh, no problem. I also want to ask you, right, since you started, there's a lot of people who schools don't teach us activism, right? The thing is that Asian American men have dominant activism for 40 years, but what are we but America's cuck? That's because we do not pay attention to our political education. School's not teaching us to empower ourselves, it's teach us to be good worker for the boss, right? So they say school's the answer. I got a lot of doubts about that. But the fact of the matter, right, it could work, right, as long as they teach you how to actually empower yourself, right?
They're not
But the
teaching my
curriculum,
kids anything.
yeah,
I have to teach them stuff. They teach them activism what they want to know. They don't teach
yeah,
them about the history
absolutely.
of what really happened.
Yeah. So when you first got started as an activist, right, you probably had to learn a lot of things the hard way, right? You got crapped on by these
No,
organizations. A lot of people have
you
experienced
know
that
what
too.
I do?
Yeah.
what I do is I go on my YouTube and I read up on certain things, and that's what made me educate myself instead of other organizations helping me.
Yeah.
Cause I what I do is I practice my media training on my other tablet, and when I get ready to go out do public speaking, I'll video record myself and then I play it back. I was like, oh, that's good. So
Yeah.
I'm teaching myself everything so that way I don't have to depend on the people.
That's
So
right.
they don't think, oh, we helped her. I helped myself.
How would so the question is how, like, if you look back to like when you first started, right? There may be other people watching this channel who are trying to figure out their place in activism. How has your perspective changed from your years of experience of being an activist?
I'm getting more better.
Okay.
I'm I'm not getting nervous.
All right.
I get a little nervous
Yeah.
because I have anxiety.
Right.
So what I do is I take my anxiety pills and it makes me feel comfortable. But if it's a public speaking that gonna make me cry, I will have to suck it up and keep on reading, So I feel like I'm getting more better with my public speaking. I could use more help with that by keep on practicing by myself in here about public speaking. And I've I've been doing more canvassing, and but it's a lot of people that doesn't care about politics because every time I try to talk to them, they brush me off on the street. But what
Yeah.
I was trying to do is get this podcast running to do street talk to ask people how, go in Times Square and Kmea Jones street talk, activist street talk, to let them know how do they feel about what's going on, or if they live in public housing, stuff like that.
Yeah. We actually
That's what,
we should definitely link up. I actually have a network of people across the nation, and the fact of the matter
okay.
is, just so you know, I know you're in Staten Island, but the fact is that Brooklyn cable access is now available for people who don't even live in Brooklyn. You don't have a residency
Really?
requirement. Yeah. So you can get your stuff, and Staten Island and Brooklyn are pretty close. There's the bus that goes right from the south side of Brooklyn right to Staten Island. There's a lot of crossover.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
S53 and the S79.
Yeah.
It's right here. I live on Highland,
Exactly.
so
I know about that.
I
Yeah.
just came from Brooklyn
I used to be in
recently.
Bensonhurst and Bay Ridge, so I used to so I know about those.
Really?
Yeah, I've been all over New York City. I've been in Jackson Heights. I've been in East Elmhurst.
That's
I've been in
Manus Harbor. Not Manus Harbor,
Park
that's
Slope. Yeah,
Marlboro.
Sunset Park.
Marlboro.
Yeah, I've been
I've
all
been
over.
all over too.
Yeah, no doubt. So, all right. So the perspective shift, learning more, getting more confident. That makes sense. So,
Yes.
what about what do you see as the current state of things right now? I know it's a broad question, but yeah.
What do you mean?
Okay, so the thing is that really, usually later on I ask, what are your plans for the future? That's the final question. So the
Okay.
thing is that right now, you're gonna have a certain perspective, right? Like there's all kinds of things like the sun's going around the earth, or I mean the earth's going around the sun, but who's really like paying attention to that, right? You have your own thing going on, as in terms of right, maybe it's like society problems, maybe it's more the family court stuff. What is what's going on
My
for you right now? Yeah.
my plan for the future is continue fighting
Okay.
for my people and myself and my children, and continue canvassing and letting people know what's going on. I don't really canvas out here because I have neighbors that don't like me and they've been doing a lot of stuff to me, evil stuff. So what I do is I go to a different borough that I feel
Yeah.
comfortable with, and I go and talk to them about stuff and let them know, how do you feel about this subject, such and such. And
Yeah.
they just tell me. Sometimes people don't want to talk about it unless it's the news channel or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, until you're verified, until you're already winning, they don't want to help you till you already win. It's like thanks a lot,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Yeah. So
I'm almost there.
now that people have your they know what they have to look forward to, right, with your upcoming work. Where can people
Uh-huh.
follow you? Do you have like I know you said a lot of your social media got shut off, but How can
I
people
no no
follow your
no.
work?
I made new ones. So
Okay.
they can follow me on YouTube, Kmea Jones, community activist.
Okay.
They can also go to my link tree. I have to send you everything
Actually, we'll put that
because
as a comment, and I'll pin that to the top. So if
now,
anybody just goes to the, well, just send it to me later, yeah. So when
all
anybody
right,
goes to the video, they'll just go to the comments below, and they'll be able to see all
no
your link up
problem.
information. Yeah.
Yes,
All right. So really looking forward to that. That's pretty much the end of the online activist interview. But now
yay,
we also have some other stuff that we're working on in terms of public housing. I think that you said there's the trip coming up to Albany.
yes,
There's other stuff quite relevant. January is actually a good time because we actually got the New York State Disabilities Advocate restored in New York State after
yes.
a month of protests in front of City Hall in January. Because remember that.
Can I show you something in
Go
my
ahead.
apartment?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so there's the reason why the issues that I'm gonna go talk about in January in Albany is you see how I have to put newspaper on here? My
Yeah.
curtains keep falling down. You see this? My
Yeah.
window is broke.
Okay.
You see how it's
It won't
not
close.
leveled
Yeah.
up?
The top is open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been in South Beach houses for 1 year and they have not really fixed anything. And when they come to my house when I'm gone and they know that I'm gone because I live right by the office and they could see me walk that way. So when they've been retaliating on me when I go in the office, I have been written up by this lady, Miss Ferguson. She told I just recently got out of Rikers Island. So she said that I violated my lease. And I wasn't here. I just got out. I was locked up from November on Thanksgiving and I got out December the 7th.
People. Yeah.
She wrote me up on the December the 6th. I wasn't here.
Yeah, if you have like a
So
prison stay, then they actually that can actually be a bar to public housing
no, no,
residents,
no,
can it?
no. I
They
have a
changed that.
two-step program
Okay.
where I go to, and when I finish the two-step program, it will drop down. The felony will drop down to a misdemeanor.
Okay.
So I don't even know if I could work for the Board of Elections. I feel like there's certain individuals that made me suffer like this, and they don't want me to succeed because my neighbors called the social worker upon me and said that I was an alcoholic, and I don't drink. I drink wine and
Yeah.
stuff, and I only drink on occasions like holidays. So I spoke to the social worker and he said, "You're a good prayer." He never came back to my apartment after that because he knew I let him in my apartment and I let him see. But people know that I have an ACS case and they continue to disrespect me, knowing that I'm trying to fight for a good cause. You
They
know?
see you as exploitable and vulnerable, and they see an opportunity,
Exactly.
and that's unfortunate. But people that I was homeless too when people helped me out when they had every reason not to. Those are people that I'm so grateful for, and those are the people that I'm trying to be like myself. So all the people that helped me out when I was on the bottom, what I mean, now I'm here to help out people on the bottom myself. So the more you struggle, the more I'll step up, I guess. Yeah. But I have a lot of other things going on. But
Okay.
it's really a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward
It's a
to
pleasure to
you
meet you
know,
too,
yeah,
sir.
helping with some of those issues there. So maybe in January we have a potential trip coming up with Justice for All coalition. We'll see. Once again, we know that a lot of these organizations are funny, but sometimes there are opportunities provide come up for us to actually do some work together and to move forward. So if they claim they're about it, right, and we both show up and we start to network, then that could be an opportunity that we can use for ourselves, right? So I'm ready
That's
to
right.
run with that. Yeah, I need all the friends that I could get. So, yeah, I'm really thrilled to meet you. Yeah, and I'm actually going to share this with the rest of the Save Section 9 crew. I'm sure that they're interested to learn about another activist working in public housing, and you know, um,
I also reached
yeah,
out to them and they haven't contacted me back because
that's
I
good to know.
missed
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really like them either, to be honest,
You know,
because
there's a lot of funny things going on. We got to really share information about strange things. Have any? There's also other groups like Seeker working on it, Residents for uh, to pervert public housing. I can't say they're all good. There's also UFED. I've had run-ins with them. There's also Dare to Struggle. I've had run-ins with them. But you know, sometimes, once again, right, all the leaders are trying to manage their agenda, right, and not really listening to the people. So if they're not listening to you, I want to know about that. You know, you
they're
said,
not listening to me because I missed I was trying to this one lady, Tanisha Grant, she's always talking about how she donated tablets. What does that have to do with anything? I donated several money to organizations. Like you
yeah,
just because you give out of the kind of your heart. You don't give because you want to brag about it, right?
yeah. So there's
She was there. Sorry, she was there too. So, like,
how'd
I
she get
was
tablets
supposed
though? Like, was that provided by some other organization? Did she
no
buy them?
Section 9.
Okay,
Tanisha Grant showed up because every time that I share something, the people that don't like me they show up because they have like their organizations up and booming. You
but I
know,
didn't know Tanisha
mine's
Grant
have
works with Safe Section. I've been working with them for a while. I never ran to Tanisha Grant. Maybe she's new or she's in the background. Who is Tanisha?
she Tanisha Grant, she was in you didn't see the upcoming thing that they had.
Let me take a look. Yeah, I'm gonna go right now.
She was there. I don't know if they posted or not, but she was there because I was on a Zoom chat. I didn't show up because it was too far.
Okay.
I
Wait.
live in Staten Island. So yeah, oh, my friend is calling me. She's supposed to come over here with her son.
Okay, I understand. Okay.
I also helped my friend out with her kids.
There's been some new additions, right? The Council of Presidents of tenant houses like started doing a little bit more work with Safe Section 9. So it might be from there, it might be from another group, right? Yeah, that they're starting to work with. So I've been with Safe Section 9 for about a year. There are some funny things going on there as well, right? Like with the Sunrise movement. You know, they're playing
And
their own
Queens.
yeah, they're playing their own control game. But Tanisha Grant is new to me, but I'm glad to figure out what's going on to see exactly what's going on. So that's
She's the
interesting to
one
know.
that was on the news, my hometown. She the one did an interview with Portland, Oakland. She don't know nothing about no Portland, Oakland, because I was born there. I'm
Yeah.
probably the only one in New York was born in Portland. So I feel like a lot of them do stuff because I just, you know how when people cut you off, I have been getting cut off by a lot of people. I have a lot of I have a lot of people that wanted to do an interview with me and they have not done it yet. They asked me about my case and I have not seen any interviews. So I'm trying to figure out how come they're sharing everybody else's story.
Oh, your sound cut off. I can't hear you now. Yeah, you lost your sound. Maybe you hit the mute button by mistake.
Can you hear me
I can
now?
hear you now. I can hear you now. Yeah.
My friend is calling me. She's supposed to be coming over here with her son.
Well, actually, it's a good place to end the interview. So,
Okay.
you know, that was it was nice to meet you, and I'll definitely be in contact with you further. Thank you so much. Yeah, really looking forward to working with you
Thank
in the
you.
future. Nice to meet you, Kmea. God
Make
bless.
sure you send me the video.
I will. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're gonna end that right there. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back for the